Hello. I've been thinking about this idea of chatting with historical figures, like the ones that are available in SchoolAI. And there's some other tools out there right now too, but I really like SchoolAI. But I've been focusing in on this, not just having a broad and general conversation with a historical figure, which I think there's maybe some value to that, but pedagogically, I want to dial in on a specific moment or event in history. And I think there's even greater value there. And let's develop this experience. For example, if we were to talk to President Lincoln in January of 1865, and think about the rich experience you could have in your classroom just developing the interview questions that you might ask President Lincoln at that time. So during that time, the Civil War was wrapping up, but there's also this political jousting, if you will, that was happening to get the 13th Amendment passed. So I think there would be a rich opportunity in that month, 4 months prior to his assassination. There would be a rich opportunity to have an interview with President Lincoln and really dive deep into his motivations, his thoughts, and his strategies to navigate such a complex and divided time in our nation's history. So I've developed some questions here using Co-Teacher in SchoolAI, and we dialed in on that moment in history, and we're going to use these questions to really carry out this interview with the chatbot. And it's a fascinating experience. I mean, I've been enamored with this conversation and maybe the insights that students could draw from, obviously a fictional conversation, but one that might uncover some opportunity for those students to really understand in a deep way the complex narrative at that time. So there's this conversation happening, and then obviously in SchoolAI, you're also getting some of these rich insights from your students, and you also have access to every transcript. So, imagine the experience even after this and what you might be able to do with your students in the classroom. So I'm going to dial in a little bit with another experience. What if we were interviewing Martin Luther King Jr. on August 29th, 1963? And what kind of an experience would that be? What kind of ideas could we help uncover dialing in specifically in that moment? So Dr. King had just delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. And then the very next day, you have an opportunity to sit down and have this interview with Dr. King and explore his thoughts about the impact of that speech and what might be next steps in that fight for civil liberties and equality in our country. So I think that would be a rich experience too, not only just creating those rich questions, but then being able to carry it out inside a space like this one.